V-shape. Add more bass, add more treble, and you get fun. This is the best way I would describe the Truthear X Crinacle Zero, and for $60 or 3,000 pesos, is it still worth getting even after almost 4 years upon its release? I'd say yes, but with an asterisk, because these are no longer the revolutionary, highly rated IEM they once were, since, well, the market is always evolving. Meaning, a lot of what was unique about them are getting copied by cheaper alternatives, and although this is the case, audio doesn't really get obsolete, so given that fact, let's talk sound. This has the kind of bass that instantly tells you these were meant to be and tuned to be exciting. It provides an impact that you hear and a lot of bass that you feel, like the rumbles part. Then although there's that deep, rumbly, head vibrating sub bass, it doesn't go to a point that it makes my head hurt or like nauseous, unlike the KZcaster Pro bass, which has a similar tuning principle. Then when considering the sub bass, it's well pronounced that road noises and commutes and such won't really be an issue, so using these for commuting with the resin shell is an absolutely amazing experience in both tuning and on peace of mind, unlike the Letshuoer S08 that's closer to warm and rumbly, which provides a bass that you feel and works really well for commutes, but it can get destroyed quite quickly by humidity due to its metal shell. Now, this is where the Zero becomes addictive, because drums hit harder, bass guitars sound thicker, and everything gets that extra punch, making it amazing for tracks like Royals by Lord, or things like Don't You Worry Child by Swedish House Mafia. All of which benefits from the mid-bass boost these provides at around the 80 to 250 Hz, which contributes to what makes them very fun to listen to without sounding warm or boring. However, it is also because of that emphasized mid-bass that makes them sound like muddy for calls and voices. Moving on to the mid-range, I describe the mids here as nothing special. It's definitely not the focus of the Zeros by any means whatsoever, where vocals in songs like Iris by Goo Goo Dolls comes off as lacking and overshadowed by the instruments, as if it's constantly overpowered by the drums and the bass guitar riff. As for female vocals, it sounds forward, so it's not getting cluttered up and overshadowed by anything, but it can sound a bit too forward to the point where it can feel and they can sound sibilant or ear-piercing, which is also what makes them, ironically enough, amazing for pop and J-pop titles like Chasing Pavements by Adele and New Genesis by Ado, where a lot of what makes female vocals sound forward and like pronounced lies in how the Harman Target does the mids to upper mids rise, which adds to the shiny and whispery sound that female vocals could potentially provide. From that point, however, treble to air rolls off, so it doesn't completely sound sibilant for me at least, but it also doesn't provide a realistic listening experience. The Zero feels very artificial in presentation, where it doesn't concern itself with providing a detailed overall tuning while sticking to a fun, casual, and easy to like sound. It's borderline harsh and muddy smeary like in terms of the bass, but it doesn't go completely KZ. Now, given how I hear the Truthear Zero, how does it perform in Valorant and R6? Why am I choosing the Zero Reds over the Zero OG? And despite these being said by Truthear themselves, well, I'll tell you why you might not want to consider the Zero line at all. So let's start with that. The biggest reason why you might hate these has nothing to do with sound. As a matter of fact, it has to do a lot with the gigantic 6.8mm lip diameter. So unless the middle part of a AAA battery or more than half of a USB Type-C's width can fit in your ears, this might be too big for you. Then unlike the Zero Red that looks close to flush on my ears, the Truthear Zero is thicker boy. Like looking at it from a side, you can see just how much it sticks out of my ears, because not only was the housing thicker than the Reds, but the nozzle length was also much longer than the Reds, making them sit further away from my ears. Although a nice thing about that fact is it really wouldn't touch anything, so no pressure points will build up on the actual ears. Not to mention, each earpiece only weighs roughly around 5 grams, with the entire set being at around 27 grams, making them pretty great for outdoor use because they wouldn't be removing themselves when you try to walk with them. As for the accessories right over there, it's pretty much the same story as the Reds and the Hexa, where you get 6 very comfortable silicone ear tips, 1 set of this long-lasting foam tips, 2 extra nozzle filters, and a faux leather case, fake leather, that doesn't really offer any crush protection, but it will protect your IEMs from getting scratches. To add to that fact, similar to the two IEMs, it also has that ugly ass looking piece of shit cables that on this gorgeous looking faceplate that has different colors from different angles. Although yes, cables don't really do anything for sound quality as long as the resistance, the capacitance, and the inductance are low enough that it doesn't affect the IEM, so it doesn't matter too much. Then on top of that, the cables included also doesn't have like any cable noise or microphonics while walking. It really just looks bad. Now, before talking technicals and gaming, I wanted to thank this month's members right over here for your continued support to the channel and to, well, my burger addiction. If you find the video to be anything informative, consider becoming a subscriber or becoming a member so I can afford more burgers and more especially more IEMs for reviews. Alright, let's talk about why these are just alright for gaming and why I'm picking the reds over the zeros. Starting with the soundstage or the feeling of how far everything sounds like, everything sounds close, almost like the game is happening inside of your head, because when you roll off the air regions as much as the zeros, then you add this much mid bass, well, everything just sounds like more muffled and closer, like inside your head type of thing. I mean, it still sounds fun and likable for pretty much a lot of people, yes, but it doesn't really sell the feeling of a natural sound, and since everything felt closer, it feels like I have to play extra fast due to the sense of urgency these types of tunings provide. Moving on to the imaging or the sense of like properly hearing sound from all around you at a specific direction, horizontal positioning is easy, but vertical positioning is where things break. Best way I can describe this is, if there's not much going on, I can get a lot of information for games like Valorant and get proper reads on where people are coming from. Then in games like R6 with a lot of vertical sound cues, people from above and below me either sounds too close or too far off at a specific direction. Meaning, if I try to wallbang someone above or below, I probably wouldn't hit them until I get used to these. Now, the reason why I specifically said like get used to these is because directional sound cues are still going to be more than usable here. And to add to that, once you know how to adjust with your gear, you can properly utilize what it actually gives you and go from there. However, what can potentially confuse you will be the separation, where if there's a lot of things going on at once, these gets confusing extremely fast, which again is because of how much mid bass there is that contributes a lot to the muddiness aspects of the zero. Then on top of that, detail retrieval also won't be doing anything noteworthy since it's not really tuned to provide the most detailed listening experience, but it's going to allow you to pick up on the sound cues and the minor things that goes on in a song, which pretty much sums up the Zero OG. I place it at a B- tier, where I'd say it's made for fun and you can use it for competitive titles extremely well once you get used to it, but it's not really a detail monster unlike the Hexa. It's not going to give you a neutral feel that works for everything unlike the Truthear Zeros. It's also not going to give a more exciting and fun sound that something like the EW300 provides, and it's not going to give that planar benefit of having a lot of bass yet still providing a lot of details unlike the Letshuoer S08, where I might be as too bold to say that the Truthear Zero is no longer special and it's simply competing in a market that has finally caught up. So I only really recommend it if you can buy them on sale. Alright, thank you Truthear for sending these out. That has been the Truthear Zero. My name is Charles and goodbye.